I'm the one that you call when you wanna stay in. I'm the one that you trust with all your secrets. You wake me up at midnight to come over, then you fall asleep with your head on my shoulder. We keep on pretending that we're just friends, but all there is heat between us. Every two-drink buzz fell on the edge of lighting the spark that we've been hiding. Whenever we catch eyes, you look away like you wanna cross lines. You're fighting it inside. You and me are bound to start a fire with all this heat. With all this heat. You're the one that my mom always asks me about, saying she's a good girl, boy, don't miss out. When I date someone, I find myself comparing what you would do different in that situation. I try, but I can't get you out of my head, 'cause all there is heat between us. Every two-drink buzz fell on the edge of lighting the spark that we've been hiding. Whenever we catch eyes, you look away like you wanna cross lines. You're fighting it inside. You and me are bound to start a fire with all this heat. With all this heat. Maybe we can lean and pull you close, pull me closer. Maybe we can fall in love, yeah, I know it. This is everything, everything we've been wanting. Yeah, this is everything, everything, just stop running. All there is heat, yeah, heat. Between us, between us. All there is heat between us. Every two-drink buzz fell on the edge of lighting the spark that we've been hiding. Whenever we catch eyes, you look away like you wanna cross lines. You're fighting it inside. You and me are bound to start a fire with all this heat. With all this heat. Maybe we can lean and pull you close, pull me closer. Maybe we can fall in love, yeah, I know it. This is everything, everything we've been wanting. Yeah, this is everything, everything, just stop running.
Everybody's gonna lose their minds when they see what you're gonna do. Play it back like a million times because they know that you're the absolute, the original. Moonwalker, heartstopper, yeah, the original. Black leather, forever. Ow, the original. The original. The original. a piece of you. Come on, moonwalker, heart stopper, yeah, the original. Black leather, forever. Oh, the original. Moonwalker, heart stopper, yeah, the original. Black leather, forever. Oh, the original.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing on this fine simming weekend? What's happening? Hopefully everybody can hear me. I had a few little audio issues there just before, but we seem to be getting everything all right. Wizard, how are you, sir? Let's see who's in the chat tonight. And this is a beautiful part of the world. Sel, how are you going, mates? Pilot, how are you going? Greg, what's happening, sir? Luke is and Dex. Thank you, members, for dropping by. 60 frames of per stupidness. I love it. How are you, mate? Mental Moss, what's going on? Demon, Max, how are you, sir? Delta Yankee Lemon, how are you, Dylan? What's happening, sir? Gaysbird, what's you going? Junior, Leo, Roland, Larry, welcome to the stream, everybody. And FS Australia is here. Tyler, how are you, sir? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hang on, I need to turn this down. I must be shouting. I always have my levels the wrong way, like I'm shouting when I jump in the stream. What do we got? Seth, how are you, mate? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Jason, what's happening? Rolly, Byron, and Naughty. Where are we going? So, actually, I will quickly jump into the Discord and find the flight plan, which you can get out of the Discord in the live at events area there. Dex has actually kindly have done the flight plan for us today, but we'll drop it into the chat. There we go. But we're going to check out, actually we'll do a quick video. We're checking out the new Iris JABIRU, which I'll be doing a test drive later on in the week for, but we're going to take it for a bit of a spin. Looks like we've got the JABIRU clan here. We've got a few of us has already. Tyler's got the JABIRU. Oh, look, he's got a little pink little livery here. Victor Hotel. Go on, Tyler. Rev the guts out of it. Let's see how it sounds, mate. No? Is this going to sit there with the door open? So he's got... You've got the one... You got the bigger wing. I think you've running the 170. So I've got the little 160 with the 3 prop here to get me a bit more torque. And... Jace wanted the 170, and we've got a 170 parked on an angle. That must be Dex. So you guys are running the latest stuff. Actually, no, Tyler's in the 160 as well. So should be quite interesting. We're going to check that out, fly around the canyons. Conti, how are you, sir? Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I beat you to it just for a little bit. How are you, mate? %50 of those will make a landing in a paddock. We are on, actually I better check, and I'm just going to whiz away from all the planes here because you guys are revving the bejesus out of your planes at the moment, but we are in West USA server is where we are tonight. So, but hopefully everybody's had a liveries are different on yours. Oz, how do you mean, like from what you can see? Hopefully everybody's having a good simming weekend. There's been a lot of stuff pop out and release this weekend, so it's a lot of cool stuff to be messing around with. So it's a few little releases. Hayden's getting loaded up. Messi, how are you? Welcome to the stream. How has my day been? Mate, I've been living the dream. Just doing a bit of admin on the Odds Flight Simmer side today, and installing some new stuff, playing around with a few different things, doing some chores, you know, all the big stuff, you know, dishes, washing, that sort of stuff like that. But this thing's awesome. It's got two aircraft mod types. It's got the 170 and the 160, and a bejeebers amount of liveries. So actually going to turn the sim down in my headset because that's pretty loud as well. There we go. That's so much better. Lars, if you have a lot of traffic, I would turn off the AI. I would turn off... Oh, I'm going to have to refer to... I always forget the setting that I did, but it basically stops... Was it third party or different liveries or whatever? So that's the one that basically made all the difference for me. So, but Dex has done this flight plan up for us. So it's about what's going to be an hour and a half flight, I believe, to where we need to go. And we might do the return trip. We'll see how these things go for speed, but we're going to be flying pretty slow over some canyons. So Tim says, learned to fly in the J160. Ah, awesome. Yeah. So this is the first aircraft in any simulator that I would actually have a certificate to go and fly, even though I haven't flown this aircraft. So it's quite interesting to do that for the first time. So, but anyways, we will jump into, look at this, like speed humps everywhere. Pretty sort of bumpy little place. Anyways, we'll jump in the JABIRU. The Jabot, if you're French. I'm only joking. Alright, let's jump into the cockpit here. I'm going to quickly close the door. And no difference in sound from the door closes. It's quite interesting because I got the door open and I can't really hear people too loudly, so yeah, it's interesting. That's the same as the Mackie Jet, doesn't really have much difference. So this is the cockpit, and I think there's two different inside cabin types with a bunch of different coloured carpets and all that sort of stuff like that. You've got your little iPad here, so I've got it on the 3-blade prop, and I've got all my my wheels spats on. That's why I can get the quickest speed possible, and we've turned the co-pilot off, but normally he sits in there, but I don't know, I reckon this guy is going to start touching my hand when I start touching this, so I'm going to turn him off. That's my rationale for getting rid of the co-pilot. So yeah, so looking forward to messing around with this, and obviously you got the little flap gauge that comes down here, so that's pretty unique. Is that, which one's lock? Up must be locked, so we're locked and secured anyway. There we go. I'm just going to turn the fuel on while I remember. Cullen says, does anyone know if the JABIRU is going to be coming out on the official store? I'd much rather purchase it from there. It'd be interesting. I've got a funny feeling I think we're going to see this over in the store. Dex says an hour and 2 minutes in the JABIRU. I don't know which way he's trying to spell that there, if he's trying to do a New Zealand accent or not. What is the cruise speed of the JABIRU? I'd say be around about 100 knots. It says it can cruise up to, I don't know, it's a sport aircraft or a recreation aircraft, so it wouldn't go much more than 110. You'd be fanging it along. 120, everything would be vibrating off the bloody falling apart. Conti says, I flew a Jab once. They made me sign a waiver, never again. Why would they make you sign a waiver? Is it, Conti, is it one because they didn't trust your flying? Or is it because it was more of the aircraft that you were flying? I'd say it'd be more the second one. I was just having a bit of a jab at you for the first one, pardon the pun. Interesting fact, the Oz Flight Simmer mugs, the black ones actually arrived today, but what they went and did is they put the barcode sticker inside the mug, so I'm trying to clean them and it's taking absolutely forever, so I didn't want little bits of paper in my coffee tonight, so we'll have to grab them on the next one. Yeah, bail out to the co-pilot. Jason's got the inside goss. He says, Iro said they are working on it. What are they working on? To put it into the marketplace. Hopefully it won't be too long. Alrighty, so let's get this thing in the air and get flying. Does anybody know what runways actually should be in use? I think probably where Ninja's... I know he's coming towards us. Does look nice, yeah. I was messing around with it last night, Conti. I'll be doing a test drive on it, but it had the feel of everything should have been doing what it should be, like the right speeds, and it felt like the lift characteristics and all that sort of stuff for how small the aircraft. It sort of seemed familiar a little bit, even though I haven't flown something like this. So, yeah, we'll see. So we're going to turn on the mags on this one. We're going to turn on the master. I already put the fuel on here so I didn't forget, make a fool of myself. I better put the brakes on because I always forget to do that. We probably need to put the choke in. So I'm not really used to flying aircraft with mags, but it's probably colder here. And fuel pump can go on. And I don't know even if the choke's actually probably simulated. I actually haven't looked at it. But anyways, we're going to drop some clear props in the chat. Actually, Dylan, are you flying a JABIRU or are you flying a Texan? Oh, he says his first 5 hours were in a JABIRU. Never again. Really? Really? Oh, I've done the wrong thing. I'm meant to be clear on props here, not putting sleepy pilots in there. I'd love to know why you'd say never again. That's quite interesting. Alrighty. I think I need to turn the avionics in here. I can't pronounce that, but thank you for this description. Very much appreciated. We turn on the alternator. Not the alternator, sorry, the transponder. There we go there. Turn those on, even though we're not going to use radios today. Don't think the choke's oh, the choke is simulated. Look at that. Look at the revs go up there. Oh, well done. Very, very excited to use a choke. As you can see, I've had 1 hour and 34 minutes in the aircraft, so to say this is the first time. Shadow Boy, welcome to the stream, friend. Thank you very much. 3 weeks after I moved flight schools, the exact jab was on the runway in a ball of flames. Ah, interesting. Ball of flames. What, because it crashed or it's just engine fire or something like that? I'm assuming we need to... Do we turn the fuel pump off on cruise on this thing? We'll turn our strobes on. And I assume we use 1 notch of... Dylan, do we use 1 notch of flaps for takeoff for the jab? But we're good to go. Engine fire. The engines are known to conk out. Really? Because it's interesting, because these things are like a 4-stroke thing, so... Being worn away from many electrical faults. Okay. Guys, you're giving me so much confidence to... lucky I don't have any failures turned on tonight, so... Alrighty, so let's... Okay, my door just closed in. So we clear on the left, we clear on the right. So 33, which way's... 33. Go. Casa made a huge deal about it. How come I don't know this? Really? Because there's none of them flying around my area. That's only Texans and Slings. What do I do with the brakes? Alrighty. Leon, I'm not sure what you're actually trying to say there. latest good. Okay. Takes you up to a 3.3. I don't know, I'm just intrigued to go and actually fly one now. And this thing's got like the checklist and stuff in there, I believe. Not that you sort of really need to use it, but if you're just simming, but if you want to really do the right thing, I guess. So we can turn our alternator on to alt. So how are you meant to change it? Testing's okay. How do we actually change the... Ah, see, I've never used a transponder like that before. It's interesting. No alt. Where it should be. Alrighty, I think we are good to go. How is the flight model aircraft? It seems pretty good for me. Like I was just saying before, it seems to be realistic enough, I guess. I've only had an hour and a half and it just sort of messing around with it, but it seems to be okay. How much is your PC, Leon? It's very old, so it's hard to get a market value on it. It's about 4 years old. I'm in the process of actually, which can't really talk about too much at the moment. Like I said, it's going to be a surprise. Have I gone down the wrong runway? But yeah. Rolling everything. Have you got all plays set? Douglas McTavish, how are you, sir? Welcome, mate. Welcome, welcome. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I like the fact that they've certainly done a lot of custom and done avionics. Yeah. So you've also got, I believe, like touchscreen epheses and stuff like that in this one. I'm just using the basic sort of stuff here. It's got autopilot on it too. So we've got the little iPad down here. It's pretty cool. I believe it's 35 US, or 35 AUD. I'm going to do a test drive in it later on this week, but my recommendations is if you like sport aircraft, definitely go and pick it up. There's nothing else like it really in the sim, so. Look at that, we got everybody backed up. Sorry guys. Someone sort of should have said something, said hurry up. We've got a traffic jam behind us. Campbell, have you got chocolate today? Yes, we do. We have chocolate today, so we'll I don't know, we'll fly a couple of touch and goes and then we'll stop for fuel and we'll get some chocolate out. So we've got something different. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to a different supermarket to get what we said we were recommended to get, but I do have something different, so we'll have to grab that for our midweek stream. ATS, good evening, sir. Building a new beast, also waiting for new tech. Yeah, it's the 3080 graphics cards is basically holding me up. Or else we'd have some really cool news for you guys, so. Anyways, enough on that. Oh, look at this livery, got some nice little twirls on the back there. Okay, so lights are already on. We've got flaps halfway through. All the circuit breakers aren't being operative, but they look alright. T's and P's are in the green. Everything's on. We look good to go. I don't know what's the fuel levels there. Where's the trim on this thing? How do you know if the trim's... Oh no, that's the trim there. Jesus. How do you meant to see if that's good or not? This whack a bar in there. Okay, cool. I'm not sure if I'm a fan on that trim. Like, how are you... Surely you would have... Do you have trim on the yoke, or is that the actually trim stick there? Or is that just the lever to let you know where your trim's level? If you had to move that... Geez, that'd be annoying. Tassie Devil, how are you, sir? Where are you flying out of? We are flying out of... Don't even know the name of it, to be honest. KPGA is where we're flying out of. If you want, someone can drop the flight plan down below. Buzzdog's throttle stopped working. Alright, so we're gonna... Alright, you guys are jumping ahead. No, that's the trim in real life too. Okay, that would be sort of kind of annoying. So what I might do is, I'm going to do, just to get used to, we'll probably just do a quick circuit and a touch and go, and then we'll head on our way. Whoa. That's my bad. I thought we were all going together, but anyways, let's just get out there. Tassie's building himself a PC early next year. She's out. It's a bit of a crosswind. We could have landed, took off on that short runway before. And I have this little smoke running through my cockpit when you're going over, you know, above a certain speed. Don't know what sort of takeoff that was by me, but anyways. She's a bit windy. It's meant to be 12 or 14 knots here, so not massive winds, but probably pitch up for 70. Flaps are up. Trim like an absolute legend. So I'm going to do a quick touch and go. We'll do a left-hand circuit. Then we'll get on our way. Oh, look at everybody. Look at all those nav lights there. Like an army of nav lights. Like we're sending a squadron off to war. Feartech, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. We'll drop some bailouts in the chat for you. I'm not sure why I'm not getting a alert, but sorry about that. We'll drop some bailouts in the chat for yourself. Thank you very, very much. We'll put that towards the... There we go. It's popping up now. Mark, how are you, sir? Welcome to the stream. Hang on, I just got to actually... My trim's all over the shop. I need to get that sorted first. I just get so distracted from those alerts, just wanting to make sure that they're working. I assume you'd probably drop the flaps down after 80. First notch of... Oops. Did the flaps even drop down there? There we go. There's first notch of flaps. For the chocolate fund? Yes. Thank you, Feartech. Very much appreciated. If someone's able to drop the flight plan in the chat there so people can see it again, that would be good. Thank you, Conti. Alright, so we're going to turn on our base. Yeah, I found the trim. I've got it on my yoke, so... Oh. Oh, did anybody overshoot the runway? Look at that. That was an understatement. Oh my god. That's right, we'll drop the flaps on the turn. Oh my god. That's what I say, doing circuits in the simulator is like the hardest thing possible. There goes Tyler. Tyler's not, he's flying the JABIRU today. He's not in the big airliners. Nice to see something different, mate. Oh, I've overfloated again. Have you got some time in the JABIRU as well? It seems to move around a lot more than the other aircraft in the sim, which, you know, should be the case. Oh, we need to get better at those landings, that's for sure. But my engine's on fire again. Alrighty, let's get on to our destination, then I'll catch up. I'll get on with the flight, and then I'll catch up with what the chat's doing. So assume you rotate on 60, then climb out on 70. Or around to those sorts of numbers. 80 hours, okay. I was thinking when we last chatted, when we were talking about it, you said that you flew the JABIRU. Alrighty, so we're going to go flaps up and, oh, not flaps down, flaps up, and we'll make a left-hand turn and we'll begin the trip. Should be quite scenic tonight. 68 is best climb. Okay, cool. Thank you, Dylan. I need to read the manual actually to just check out what the prefs are for it. We'll quickly fly over, I believe this is the Grand Canyon dam wall or whatever they call it. I can't think of it, but it's not really depicted well in the sim. The JABIRU was designed by real pilots for the sim. Yeah, it seems to move around. Like I said, when I first flew it, I was going, you know, it feels sort of right for a sports aircraft. Not that I have any experience in the aircraft whatsoever. So it looks like we've got the water's broken through the dam here. So all the houses are... Oh no, the water's right through. That's interesting. We're not going to fly too high today. And what's anybody know? What's your cruising RPM for this? Is it 3,000? The Hoover, yeah. Because we're going to cruise just underneath the clouds here. So I'm still getting to know the aircraft, so I'm not going to be an expert at it for sure. But I'm just basically going to fly the canyon until we get to the first stop. So thank you, Conti, very much appreciated, sir. Got a bit of turbulence over this canyon here, which is interesting. You guys are actually flying through the canyon. There we go. It looked quite pretty around here on a beautiful sunny day. Hopefully the weather improves a little bit later on. Case Magic, there he's doing the Maverick through the canyon. Steve, how are you, sir? Oh, welcome to the stream, my friend. 2850. Okay, thank you very much. We'll drop the speed down a little bit. Be nice to if I had like some sort of RPM. I'm a bit spoilt by the sling instead of using an actual gauge. Run it there. Is that Mars? No. It's not far off it though. Fair bit of stuff there. Fit a suitcase and whatnot in the back there. What's the aircraft weight for the aircraft? Steve says Geelong lost. Yes, they did. They got absolutely nailed. They were pretty much useless after half time. Campbell says you should fly through a canyon a 747 could fit in, should be able to. Is that what Dex was messing around with a 747, I was assuming, before? Dread Metis, how are you, sir? Happy Sunday to you, my friend. We're messing around in the JABIRU. I have a look at that Microsoft Flight Simulator. Tempted to do some canyon diving. $600 kilos. Now, is that maximum takeoff? That'd be maximum takeoff. What's empty takeoff weight? I can't see this thing being 600 kilos. Commander, how are you, sir? Morning. Good evening to you, sir. Happy Sunday morning. Hopefully you are doing well. Jeez, that's a massive gap down there. Can't remember. No, that's cool. I can read that. I suppose there's a, I don't know if there's a manual, I haven't checked, but I assume there would be for iris simulations. They're usually pretty good with that sort of stuff. Andrew, I don't have a new PC yet, but I can't, we've got to leave it for a bit of a surprise. Let's just say we've got something in the works around that sort of stuff. So, very, very exciting. Go to Greece is pretty in the sim. Yeah, you could do from Skathos to oh, his shade, has he just bounced it in the wall there? I can't think of it. Fly Tampa do, is it Lucerne? Oh, I can't think of it now. Scenery's great. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'll tell you what, it would be an absolute pleasure to fly around on here. It'd be such a treat to do this in real life. And when do they do helicopter tours around places like this? Look at that. Look at that. Dex, you did a good flight plan around here. Good job, mate. Is the new PC going to be Xbox? I have pre-ordered the Xbox as well, because when Microsoft Flight Simulator does come out on the Xbox, we'll be making videos and comparisons and all that sort of stuff. It would have been nice for Xbox to send me a Xbox fridge, like they did with some YouTubers. That would be nice. Oh, look at that. Mango is absolutely tearing it up in the canyons there. Well done, sir. Look at him. Absolute machine. Andrew says, cracks, congrats on the 60 subs, and thank you very much, mate. I need to do some sort, I haven't even got around to announcing that yet, but thank you very much, appreciate it. Thank you for all you guys, for all your views, all your likes, all your subscriptions, thank you very much. If you've spent a minute watching any of the videos or the streams, thank you very, very much. It's really interesting watching you guys follow the leader for the canyon. That's pretty cool. Can you actually fly underneath that bridge though? Are you guys going through the bridge or over it? Oh, someone's going underneath it. Is this the first airport here, is it? Where's... Ah, I've seen this airport on Mr. Aviation, what is he, Mr. Aviation on 101's videos before. I've landed in here before in P3D. This is Monument Valley Airport or something, isn't it? Over it, under it. Ah, okay. I'm going to join you for a bit of a land. You cannot fly down like a place like this and not actually do a quick landing. I've missed the whole runway. I'm going to land on the taxiway, but there we go. See how much speed she can bleed off. Oh. I ain't not gonna hit ya. Oh. Don't mind me, guys. Don't mind me at all. Brett says you'll drop into Caloundra with the 160. Oh, nice. Ah. Alright, hang on. I just gotta bear with me. I was just trying to be a smart ass, that's all that was. No, the sim didn't crash, it was all me. it's gonna bugger up the flight plan, isn't it? That's alright. I'll just follow you guys. Blame the sim, I would. No, that was all me on that one. I was trying to be a smart ass. I didn't give myself enough room. Oh, there's my trusty co-pilot. He's back again. We won't even bother setting the transponder. We'll just get in the air. There's probably Hayden in front of me. Can we see a replay on the stack, says Simon. I would love to do a replay on the stack, my friend. But you're never going to see one. I feel it will be out when the next gen Xbox is released. I'm currently rebuilding a 450 JABIRU smaller fuselage than the 170 wings. Ah. We'll just do it. I don't know who's on the runway, so we'll just take off on the grass here, and hopefully we can. There we go. Don't hit flyby there. I can't even see the flight plan now because I've had to do since I crashed, so you guys are going to have to lead me the way. L41, there we go. Thank you guys. Have a look at that. Oh, there we go. It just got whacked by a missile. Thank you guys. I always forget that. Appreciate it. The big right black screen is sorry, Conti. I had no idea what you were talking about then. There we go. We got full screen. Sorry, guys. Jeff, how are you, mate? Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we go. Yep. Showing you my bad streaming abilities there. I'll have a look at the water flowing through that. It looks absolutely insane. It takes a while to get used to the trim of this aircraft, though. Got to do a lot of trimming, I believe. Thank you, Gunny. Very much appreciated, mate. Thank you. Dex, I'm assuming we're just pretty much flying around the canyon since I messed up my flight plan. Or are we flying over to... Is that AZ03? Is that where we're going to next? No, L41. Okay. No comment on your scene cutting capabilities. Yeah, it was pretty disgusting effort by myself there. I would admit that. So I think Dex is over there. This is where we're going to next. How's the Serenity though? Patrick, how are you, sir? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Jeez, it must be what, early morning for you? And I tell you what, if you're not subscribed and following the Flight Sim Deck, you must be living underneath a rock. One of the best content creators there is for flight simming on YouTube. You should go and check him out. It comes very highly recommended. Ah, the joys. The joys. I remember that. I remember those days. I need to have a chat to you, Patrick, and I need to give you some tips there about pretending to not hear it and staying asleep and then get the wife to get up. Oh. But then you get in trouble in the morning because she knows that you were pretending to sleep. But anyways. Should be flying the Jab around Bundaberg. Ah, fair enough. Yes, I'm going to do some... I haven't determined where I'm actually going to do the test drive video for the JABIRU. If it's going to be around the local area of Bundaberg or somewhere in Victoria, because I think these guys are Australian owned, aren't they? In Australian owned and built. I'm not sure where their base is at though. Game Bolt, how are you, sir? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. Did we just fly past another runway? I'm lost without my flight plan now. Yes, so the base is in Bundaberg. They built them in the Bundy. Used to make those wings. Really interesting. Queenslander. So it's a Queenslander, eh? Gamer said, just realised you are on 60k. Yes, we are. I haven't even announced it yet because I'm trying to think of how I was going to do it. But yes, I was trying to sneak it through. Thank you very much for all your support, Gamerbolt. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Based in Bundaberg. I went to buy one. Ah. Look behind me. just keep following this canyon here, I think. James, yes, 60. Is it? I think they're chocolate emotes. Yeah, it's going to be. We'll get to the next airport, wherever that is going to be, and we'll stop for some fuel and some chocolate, I think. Thank you, Mental. Very much appreciated. Skyfox was also built in Queensland. Yeah, my actual first flight, I kid you not, was in a real ancient Skyfox out of Caloundra. It was a yellow thing when I was quite young. Actually, no, I would have been in my 20s. And I was absolutely... I better watch what I say. But anyways, it was quite scary. If you buy one, make sure they have a Gen 4 engine. Yeah, people were saying that the engines were a bit hit and miss before. What is my favourite aircraft of all? I really couldn't pick one of all time because there's a lot of aircraft I love, different types of aircraft, so. Brad says, where are you guys landing? I'll be waiting for chocolate. I don't know, because I don't know where the next airport is. I need someone to direct me because I ripped off my flight plan, so. Does anybody give us a helping hand of where the next... I'm just flying the canyon along, but... Grant's asked where you're based. Caloundra. YCDR is where I'm based. Actually, I could get the VFR map out. That would help, wouldn't it? There was L41. I don't see any airports. Oh, all the way out to, we're going out there, are we? Alright. I'll make my way out there shortly. Redcliffe's a nice strip. I've had the privilege of only landing out there once. So I think one of the lessons I had was before they let you go solo, they actually teach you to fly to another airport just in case there is I don't know, some obstruction on the runway. So my flight school taught me to go and find Redcliffe and land there. So that was cool. Flying into some cloud here where we shouldn't be. No worries, Gunny. See you, mate. Thank you for dropping by. Very much appreciated. Okay. Thank you, guys. Can you try American accent, Lars? Absolutely not. I can't even get the Australian accent pronunciation correctly. Have you seen any of my videos? Alright, so I'm going to peel off over this way. Grant says, I fly a 172 and a 182 out of Redcliffe, same as Caloundra, perfect being on the coast and Moreton Bay. Dexter's moving back this way. Jeez, I'm copying a lot of sync here at the moment. Yeah, Grant, it's a beautiful place to fly. I need to hurry up and get my nav endorsement so I can fly around to some different airports. Nice sealed runway at Redcliffe. Yeah. And it's right on the water there. It's a nice approach into, I think it's at runway 7 or 17. Have I got that right? Art, I missed you there. Welcome aboard. Thank you for dropping by. Welcome to the stream, my friend. In this sim, we're sitting at probably 11:30 p.m. 0725. Yeah, so I landed on 07 and just did a bit of a cheeky touch and go. Oh, I'd say it'd be triple, Patrick. I think there's going to be a lot more users on Xbox than what there will be on PC. Yep, 0725, yeah. There we go, there's another JABIRU. Loving the pink, my friend. But says I'm doing my first group flight and inflight flight today. I'm actually quite excited, mate. Well, good luck. I'm sure it'll be a great flight. A great flight is Majura to Adelaide, entry over the Adelaide Hills into Parafield. Ah. I'm not sure I'll get the opportunity to fly around there for a long time. Mr. says, sorry, I just come in. Does anybody know when it's coming to Xbox? Would anybody like the chat to answer Mr's question? There we go. Conti's got it. Thank you very much, Conti. Very much appreciated, my friend. That's the forbidden question. Exactly right. I was meant to organise the bot to do something for you, Conti. But we'll leave it for a surprise for the next stream. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Cameron says, my last day in school on Friday. Someone gets COVID now. I'm isolating. Oh, not good to hear at all, mate. Not good to hear at all. Sorry to hear that. Darren says, do I have to change my server to find you guys? I'm in North. Yeah, change it to West USA to find us, Darren, then you can jump in. Thinking a Xmas release? We'll see. We'll see. Loving to seeing all the different JABIRUs flying around. Peter says, man, it's hard to get a Cessna 152 out of the canyon. Well, you're probably already 4,000 feet in the air too, Peter. And I was flying over the canyon and I had a lot of sink. It was sucking me down. No, mate, you're welcome to join Art. Just jump in. No rules apply at all. It's just all about having fun. fun and aviation and simming. Peter says he's behind me. I can't see which one though. Everyone's there. I'll tell you what though, this aircraft you need to do a lot of trimming. A lot of trimming. Iris Simulations website is down for maintenance. That's a shame. You can pick it up over at Orbeck's store though. I would love Iris to do a Sling 2 if they've done something like this. But they said, because they had this in P3D, but they've said that it's actually been made from the ground up, so which I find it interesting. No worries, Art. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. You know, but we're flying at 7,000 feet here, so no worries, GamerBot. Catch you later, mate. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for dropping by. There's a few aircraft with trim issues. Jeez, you guys haven't said much great things about the JABIRU tonight. No wonder Conti had to sign a waiver. Jared, good morning from England, or welcome to the stream, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. Having a good simming weekend. I love how the trees are on the hillsides of mountains and stuff like that. It's so cool. And it has a lot of torque to make the aircraft turn left. Peter's watching the movies The Red Tails. Yeah, it's an awesome movie. The jab is one of the best things to come so far. You mean as in the sim? The jab is killing me. Let's be honest. It's a pretty good aircraft. I'm having a lot of fun in it. Alright, let's see if we can have fun with this. Oh, we're getting on track. Tell you what though, been a bit of a mission to get to this one. No worries, Rolly. Thank you for flying with us, mate. We stream every Wednesday night, and it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday, most likely Sunday. And if you become a Ozflight Simmer member, we do member-only streams as well. You can find me over in Discord, pretty much there nearly every night, just messing about, doing stuff. And you can even stream yourself over in the Discord channel and with some of the other members too, so. Jordan says the JABIRU is possibly one of the best first pro impressions to add one of those sceneries, yeah. Like, they've done really well. It's got, you know, a bejeebers amount of liveries. It's got two types of aircraft. For 35 AUD, it's good value for money. And I get a real kick out of it because it's a sports aircraft, so. It says the aircraft looks amazing, just little issues that they are not really big issues, but would it be complaining? Yeah, well, they'll patch some things. I haven't really had any issues with the aircraft, to be honest. It's not on the marketplace, but you can pick it over at the Orbeck store. That's actually where I picked up my copy from. Because it usually takes, once the aircraft or scenery is released, if it does get the marketplace, it usually takes another week. Thank you, Jordan. Cheers, mate. Thank you for the support too. Very much appreciate it. Just, how are you, sir? Oh, welcome to the stream, my friend. I'm trying to find where this airport's meant to be. Oh, we're ages away. Interesting, I've lost my airspeed indicator. So we're sitting on 0. I've lost it here as well. Is there a pitot heat in this aircraft? Switch. Oh no, now it's back. That's interesting. Because I haven't seen a pitot heat. Yeah, but I haven't seen it though. That's the thing. Is it actually on here? Is there a switch for it? Because I assume there would be. Joel, thank you very much, mate. Very much appreciated. Yeah, so it dropped down to 0. I'm assuming that the pitot tube is frozen, but I don't know where the actual I haven't managed to find one. Yeah, this aircraft is new, and I'm struggling at 9,000 feet. We are struggling. Big time. Yeah, but does anybody know where the actual pitot heat switch is? Might not be fitted one as one for a day with BMC, yeah. It's probably not made to be flying around these sort of mountains at 9,000 feet though. But it's interesting to see if the airspeed was if it was simulated. There we go, we just lost it again. Hayden says it's bumpy. Okay. Look, the airspeed indicator is going nuts. Grant dropped a donation for $22.99.
Enjoy the flight, mate. I'm off, but thanks for all the content you pump out in the live sessions. Happy to take you up for a real flight sometime, Grin.
Thank you very much, Grant. I'll drop some bailouts in the chat for you. Very much appreciated. Thank you for your generosity. That will go to the vlog camera fund and the camera fund for the stream. And yes, I'll absolutely take you up on your offer sometime to go for a spin around the block, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you for dropping by. Too kind. Too kind. Thank you, Dex. For the members, we'll drop some bailouts in the chat for you as well. Thank you, mate. Absolutely insane. Alright, I need to concentrate for a quick second. Because she's struggling at 9,000 feet for sure. Where everybody's stuck up here. Yeah, it's very, very nice. So this is the 160, which is the older one. The 170's got a longer wingspan. Thank you, Campbell. Appreciate it, mate. Ooh, so it's a little dirt strip here. Check what the windsock's doing first. We can see what the windsock's doing. No? Geez, I tell you what, I'm pulling back on the yoke big time. Good luck flying in the wind, yeah. Alright, that's a stall horn warning. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh no. It is struggling at this altitude, we're barely flying it. It's been nice knowing you guys. It's been nice knowing you. I can't turn anymore because I'll stall the wing. What have I got myself into? Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. How are we even going to take off? Dearie me. This is going to be a struggle to turn this thing. What have we got ourselves into? Oh my god. I don't think I've got any trim left. Oh. Let's see if we get some altitude. Oh, Conti, what have we done? What have we done? We get ourselves into some messes sometimes. Like this thing just wants to stall when I try to turn. Right, we're just going to drop the full flaps just to get some lift. No, I don't have Rex weather on. I haven't been using it too much in the streams just so I can get the same weather as what you guys have got. Have I missed the runway again? Not. Or I just can't see it because of all the name tags. Should have brought the J160, yeah. Well, I wasn't really looking to see how high we were going, so... Campbell says, gotta go, have a good flight, mate. No worries, Campbell. Jeez, don't take you, don't... Oh no. Oh no. Don't take too much off the throttle. Tell you what, that's some scary stuff. The weather is totally different to live weather. It's probably buggered up again. Hang on. See, I had it on live weather, but it was kicking over to broken clouds. Sounds like he strapped a harmonica. Oh, hang on. We might have crashed the sim with the weather. We'll see. Oh, there we go. It was just loading in. The Kangaroo Awards? Oh, come on. 2 landings are better than none. You know, it's all part of the entertainment factor is, are we actually going to get there? And I like to use Conti's line, I don't fly like this in real life. Tim says, the original JABIRU stall warning was a clacker out of a toy squeeze frog. Live time. Ah, okay. You'd be in prison, mate. Yes. You'd be in prison and I would be dead. Glenn, how are you, mate? Glenn says, "Go Storm." I'm not even watching the match. It's probably finished by now, isn't it? We've got a little watering hole down here. Alright, I'm just going to park here. Glenn didn't like my comment. Mate, didn't even watch the game. There we go. Fuel pumps go. Strobes, avionics would go off. No, we're going to continue the flight. Turn masters off for now. I'm going to open up the door. I'm going to go make a quick coffee. And it's time to get some chocolate. Just park it here for a sec. There's the best view. $26 to $20. I take it you're not a fan, Glenn? Alright, I'll be back in a sec, guys. Alrighty, what have I missed? Patrick, are you actually... Is that USC in the background there? You're going to join the flight too, mate? So, the chocolate of choice of tonight is Dairy Find Hazelnut Milk Chocolate. So, we've got a bit of a different one. If anybody knows, I actually do like hazelnut and different stuff. So, we were meant to have a different chocolate, but I couldn't get it at the supermarket. So, this is what we're going for. Joe says, I love the group flights. I can't wait for my new PC to arrive in 2020 so I can not flown Microsoft Flight Simulator since I like year 2000. Kind of get the thing unwrapped and then we'll get going. So if you guys want to start taxiing up to the, or we're just going to smash off, I can't even get this thing open. It's wrapped up like Fort Knox. And it's that hot in Oz, it's just melting anyway. Peter says, where did you get this plane from? I got this from the Orbex store, but you can pick it up over at, I believe, at Iris Simulations website directly. Yeah, I got the mic. For some reason, I don't know what happened there. It flicked back, so... Come on. No, we got it, Dylan. I'm not sure what happened there. It just flicked back. Yeah. Streaming problems. So I'm going to actually taxi down and take off because I was struggling to turn before, so... The Iris website is down for maintenance. Yeah, I think someone mentioned that before. So the Orbex coffee and chocolate. Yes, we'll drop some coffee emotes there. Some we've got dairy milk, so we drop the dairy milk emote there. You always got to have a coffee and chocolate stop. That's for sure. Got a sea of JABIRUs. How to join the flight group? You just you can find us over at Jesus. You can just find us over at West USA server. Make sure you got all players set, and we are over at what airport we're taking off from? Forgotten it already. What's it? KRM or something? How can I join? I just mentioned it before. West USA server. Thank you, Dex. Yeah, so what are we? KGRY, aren't we? Oh, KGRM. I'm totally off since I stuffed up the flight plan before. You'll find us at the church? Yeah, we'll be at the church. No problem whatsoever. Darren says, good day everyone. I hope you are well. A bit late to join the flight today, so we'll watch this one. No worries, Darren. Thank you very much for dropping by. Look at all these massive aircraft compared to my little JABIRU. Head into AZ40. Thank you, gents. Alrighty. Oh, what's going on there? We just had an engine shutdown. Don't tell me I'm out of fuel. No, we're definitely not out of fuel. What happened there? Whee! So what happened there was I put my mixture to rich, forgetting that I'm 9,000 feet in the air, and I just basically flooded the engine. So I've leaned her off to get a lot more power. Mixture, yeah, it was. I'm really showing my pilot skills tonight. My co-pilot's probably very excited that he didn't make the trip. Probably should have the carb heat on. The takeoff. Alright, let's see what we can do this time. Thank you, Dex. Thank you for all the confidence, mate. Alright, speed's alive. There's 40. Come on. How is that? Just barely. Struggling in the 160. See if we can lose a notch of flaps without stalling. Is 65. Yeah, we're looking for 65. Next notch of flaps going up. Must be the snacks weighing us down. Yeah, it's the chocolate. Or it could be the fat pilot too. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Bruce says use ground effect to lose notch of flaps. Yeah, I've sort of prefer not to. I've been taught something different than that, so it does look absolutely amazing. But anyways, we are in the air, and that's all part of the excitement. Yeah, the air density is absolutely, there's nothing to it. But that was a cool little strip to fly in the JABIRU. We didn't know if we were going to get out or not, but we're up. I'm just going to get a bit of altitude just to be a bit safe. So hopefully you guys know where we're going, because I have no idea. We're off to... is it KCGN? We're basically going to this guy here, I believe. Dex says he's following the flight plan. Where is Dex? Tim says same on a hot day, leave 1.6 litre flaps there. But Tim, you'd be taking off with the flaps on one notch of flaps down on this aircraft on sort of every takeoff anyway, wouldn't you? One big flappy hello cap. I am going to fly from Salt Lake to Vancouver, 2 hours 26 inches. Vibing with me in the aircraft, mate. Sounds like a good flight. Only one stage, yeah. I thought it would be. So we had two stages on that one. It was probably a bit too dirty. We only did 2 stages because how much trouble we had. Alright, so I'm going to level off. Get some speed happening here. So much fun. Very nicely done. Oh, definitely, Glenn. We know why there's bad performance. It's because of the altitude, for sure. So that's the flight plan there, and we're flying to KGCN. Gillies, thank you very much for the subscription, very much appreciated. So we're at 11,000 feet. I think we should be pretty safe at 11,000 for sure. Oh, look at that Microsoft Flight Simulator. Come on, how good is that? Come on. That's insane. Look at that. My ceiling is 10k, I know. I did read that. Thing just wants to keep climbing now. It's got its second wind. Runway elevation is 6,370. Thank you, Hayden. What a flight this has been. Oh, look at that. Who thought 2 years ago would have a sim that looks like this? Even though my textures are still loading in. Once they overhaul the US, it will look even better than this. Like, my textures are still loading in. The meshes could be a bit better, but... Exactly right, Roland. You read my mind, mate. Darren says, the more you see of Microsoft Flight Simulator, the better it gets. Your flights are great in showing you places where probably never even fly from. Yeah. Absolutely. So this Deck's actually come up with this flight plan. And he's come up with a little gem. But I've been flying in more different places in Microsoft Flight Simulator than I was flying in Prepared or X-Plane, just because of the scenery. Payne says, I'm in the sunny coast on the weekend. I believe I need a mug. Come off it. I just can't stop looking at it. Look at that. And just the detail down here is insane. Yeah, it's a good flight plan. What's the canyon remind you of, Jason? Ethan says, I want this on Xbox. Yeah, there's many people that want this on Xbox. Oh, look at this. We're getting some turbulence now. Making it a little bit sporty. Imagine looking out of your window and seeing that. I need to ask, when will this be released on Xbox? Jason, it will be released on Xbox when DirectX 12 is ready for the sim. And when is DirectX 12 ready for the sim? It will be ready when Xbox is released. There we go. I can't be any more detailed than that. Hayden says we have our first 7 trying to take off. There we go. You tell him, Lucas. You let Jason know. You tell him, mate. Don't hold back. RS Simulations, welcome to the stream. It's always nice when a developer pops into a stream while we're messing around with the aircraft. She's a beauty. Thank you very much for enjoying it and having a lot of fun. So, right. So whereabouts are we? Oh, we've actually overflown, have we? Need to turn. We've got a few JABIRUs up with us on the flight. Yeah. Oh, getting a lot of sync, a lot of mechanical turbulence here. Start to lose some altitude now. But yeah, having an absolutely ball. I'm messing around with the 160. I think most everybody's flying the 170 for this flight. Bring on the landing. Where is the runway anyway? I'll pop in a Discord if you want to come in to the chat. I actually don't have Discord set up for this stream. We could possibly do a landing and see. If you guys want to listen to RS Simulations talk about the JABIRU in the stream, let us know. Just drop Iris into the chat and then we could probably set that up for the last leg perhaps. Oh, you guys are chatting. There you go. Well, we can't let you riffraff into the chat because we'll get banned from banned from YouTube. missing something here? Be right on top of this soon. Thanks, Conti. Appreciate it, dude. I'll just land at the next one. Sharma, welcome to the stream, my friend. I'm your biggest fan. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Do you know anything, though, about the Xbox release? Not a damn thing. No, everybody's got their opinions and their strategies and their assumptions, but no one really knows. Just know it's on its way, absolutely, and it will be amazing when it's released, because we'll have a bunch more people flying around. Alright, so we're going to strip. He's just up here. Rolly, you are most welcome. We've still got another leg to go after this. But thank you very much for joining us, mate. I can't wait for the release for your sake. Thank you, Hayden. Mate, I reckon it's going to be absolutely awesome. Looking forward to it. Just going to have a quick enjoy flight over this little town here. Actually, we'll fly over the airport and see if we can find what the windsock's doing. Boomer Simpilot, how are you, sir? Good Sunday morning, Shane from Atlanta. Coffee time. Boomer, I'm with you, mate. Coffee's there. Ethan, welcome. This is not a small little airport, is it? No, can't see any windsock. Alright, first notch of flaps there. Gonna trim like a legend. You should fly in Kos Harbour where the big banana is. We actually tried to fly the big banana off stream just in a members only flight, I don't know, a few days ago. We couldn't find the big banana, to be honest with you. We couldn't see it. Scott says, make coffee time. Yeah, we're going to do a quick landing here. I'm going to see if we can talk to Iris Simulations and bring them into the stream. Alright, so we're on our base legs. So we're going to go full flaps. And we're going to trim. And I've probably overshot the runway. Yeah. No worries, thank you very much for dropping by. I appreciate it. Have an awesome Sunday. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Conti. I really need to set up my sensitivity levels again for my rudder pedals, but I'm just afraid Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to wipe on them again. We've got a little crosswind, looks like, oh no, the flag keeps dropping in and out. I mean the sock. We rushed that flare. Bit of a kangaroo landing again. Alright, gonna whack on the anchors here. A little brakes to the JABIRU. Just watch out for the yeah, it was a bit bumpy, Lucas. It was a bit messy, but that's alright, we got there. Just gonna find a quick spot. Oh, Boomer, I wouldn't say that was butter by any means, but it was passable. Alright, we're gonna... What's this, like a military base or something? Alright, gonna leave my engines running. I'll be back in a second, guys.
That is the industry, you know, you get people like that from time to time. Hey, this man.
Yeah, I'll let you talk to him now. Sorry.
No.
Conti's saying that this isn't the channel he made for.
Yeah, we can hear that.
We can jump out of this one
I
if
had
it's
pushed the
cool for you.
things off, so I couldn't talk to it.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Dave. You too, mate. Sweet, always happy to help.
Alrighty, Dex. What's the last one we're going to? So we're going to K.
The next one is KGRY.
Direction is that?
I can just head off and you can follow me. If
Yes,
you like.
please. Yeah, because I destroyed my flight plan before.
As long as we're not going to judge my flying, we're fine.
Alrighty. No, I won't judge your flight. So, Dave, how long's the project for the JABIRU been from start to obviously just released? Like, how long has it been in the making for?
I will tell you in a second because I take screenshots. I actually have a screenshot here. The very first one I did when we were testing, when we were doing alpha and beta testing on Sim. Just having a quick look through here. It's a half-built fuselage, right? Probably is on this. So, 27th of June, I started it, and obviously released the other day. So, yeah, about 5 months.
About 5 months. So, is it? Now, I don't know if this is correct or not because I excuse my ignorance and I haven't done my research. But has it been built from the ground up? It's not a port from P3D or anything like that. If you could sort of tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's a port in so much as it's the 3D model and the original artwork from P3D. But a lot of the systems and gauges are recoded. The sound, for example, is using the new technology that the wire sound engine that MSFS use, new flight models and everything else. So essentially the 3D model and the artwork is for the most part the only things that are legacy from the old sim. But everything else is new, and we've given it tidy up and in terms of the 3D stuff, and but the rest of the work is it's all new, catered for the sim. You couldn't take this out of here and put it back into Prepared or back into FSX. Although I'm sure there are customers out there that want me to do that now. But no, it was so it had been about 5 months worth of work, and it was a fair I'd say 50-50 of hard yards and figuring out what the hell I was doing with the new SDK and everything else. So it's been a big learning experience.
Yeah, I'd imagine the learning curve being a first product in a brand new sim would have been quite difficult.
Yeah, it was certainly interesting, but that's why we picked the JABIRU for a couple of reasons. One, we wanted, being an Australian business, we wanted an Aussie aircraft as our first one for this new platform, and that the JABIRU fit that bill. And again, we wanted, with an SDK that wasn't particularly fully complete yet, no fault of Asobo, it's just that is how it's going. They've got to build it all, and in amongst building it, they've also got to write the documentation. So that's taking time, but developers are working with Asobo on that whole process, and one of the reasons why we picked this aircraft was it was something we could develop. It was simple, and the cat likes it too, if you can hear him in the background. But yeah, you know, that's one of the big reasons we picked it. It was something simple we could learn the workflow on, get to grips with the SDK, and then from there go, okay, what's next? You know, how can we expand upon what we know?
And I'm not sure if you can say, but was there anything or any limitations that you wanted to do with the aircraft that you couldn't do, that you may be able to do later on in a patch or an update for it, or?
On this particular aircraft?
Yeah.
Yes, look, so the EFIS in the J160C doesn't have nav aids, you know, sort of VOR or ILS or anything like that. It's just a basic ADI instrument. I would like to expand upon that and add more functionality as we bring quality of life improvements to the sim. And there's certain things that you know, I'd like to see improved that will be improved over time. We're adding more push strips. I've really thoroughly enjoyed making those. So we've got an update that we're working on at the moment, which we're hoping to have out at the end of the week, which is essentially just minor bug fixes and quality of life changes from feedback over the weekend. And then down the track we'll have a big update with some bush strips in it and additional functionality. So it's certainly not the end of the road on the aircraft, but it's a good sort of stepping off point.
Alright, so just taking off there, flaps going up. Did you have two variants of the aircraft in was it prepared, or did you actually only have one variant and then you did the two for Microsoft, or?
Oh, sorry, just bear with me 1 second. My headset's playing up. Sorry, can you say that again?
So did you have the two versions of the aircraft in other simulators, or?
Yes, so we had the J160. Originally we released the J160 for FSX and created P3D. And then we did the 170 afterwards. We decided when we did this product that we just bundle all into one single aircraft product. And the intention is that we'll do that the same for the older products as well, P3D and FSX. We'll bundle them up into a single one. And, you know, whether you've got the J160 or the J170, you'll essentially be entitled to the new P3D FSX version.
Very nice. Yeah, enjoying having, you know, a couple of different aircraft, different cockpit styles. Having a bucket load of liveries makes it a lot of fun. So it's good to see different types of liveries and aircraft out in the multiplayer session tonight. So
yeah, it's one of the things that I wanted to do with this, and I actually had to cut back a few liveries. There's so many different ones, especially when you start looking at other countries. You know, I found a few that I liked in the UK. There were a few in South Africa. Really sort of eye-catching paint schemes. But all of the ones in the aircraft have a particular link or reasoning for being there from my point of view as a developer. They've either been ones that I've flown in, or they're ones that were requested a long time ago and I've never got an opportunity to do them. Or I like the colours. For example, the hot pink J160s for my better half, and the red one, which will be an orange one shortly, number 170, with my initials on the back, is one ride. So yeah, you know, I just wanted lots of different colour schemes, so there's a thing for everyone.
So I take it when you say your ride, so obviously you've got your own JABIRU, or you've got experience in sports aircraft, or have you got a bit of history around that?
Sorry, say that again?
So I take it when you said your ride before, so you've got some history with these aircraft in real life?
Yeah, so I've flown one of my first flights in Australia was in a JABIRU J160 out at Lilydale in Victoria, which is where we... Sorry, bear with me. 1 second.
What heading are we going, Dex?
Well, I landed at the next point, but it looks like everybody's kind of skipped that point.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
That's the joy of chilling at home, is that everything goes on around you. So yes, my first flight in a JABIRU was out at Lilydale at Yarra Valley Aviation, and they were very helpful in the very first development of the 160. We actually got all the photos from them, when we did this product, I think the aircraft that we do the bush trip with is actually one that they've requested we use in a particular registration that they use. So that's been great to do. And then I've flown the J160 a couple of times while I've been out in eastern Victoria. And it's a beautiful little aircraft to fly. It's one of my favourites to fly in. Yeah, it's just lovely.
All right, looks like we're on track now. And I'm not sure if you can say, but any plans for what you'll be working on next in other sims, or prepared, or anything that you could sort of share in that sort of way? Or
in prepared, at the moment the focus is on flight sim development in Microsoft Flight Sim.
Yep.
FSX, sadly, we won't be doing any additional content or changes to FSX at this stage. I think a lot of people have transitioned over. But as far as P3D goes, I think there'll be some quality of life updates to some aircraft that we'll be putting out over the next 6 months. But I think most new aircraft that we work on now will be from this platform. It seems to be the way forward as far as we're concerned in a lot of regards. And based on what we're seeing in terms of sales, especially from the JABIRU, we're seeing a significant shift in people buying for this sim as opposed to, P3E.
yeah.
So we're just keeping an eye on that. But as far as what planes we've got coming, I mean, we've got, so I can say that we're looking at moving the Rob Tutor over from P3D over to Microsoft Flight Sim. Again, will, like the JABIRU, we'll take a look at it, make sure the textures and the flight model and everything is of the quality that our customers come to expect. It's a nice aircraft. But we do have a couple of others that we're looking at. One's a bit of a surprise, but it's a single engine jet. I haven't done a jet for a long time, so I'm looking forward to that. We've got the microjet, which we announced the other day, that's in early development, so hopefully that will be coming beginning of next year.
Yep.
So yeah, it's certainly plenty to be going on with in the background. And we've had a couple of requests for some Iris classics, things like the C27 Spartan, the T6, but they were all very the early days. They were at the stage where we're contacting the manufacturers and getting approvals for branding and approvals for use of designs and things like that. So they may or may not appear depending on how that all turns out. But, it's certainly full steam ahead for us.
And for people that are not familiar with Iris simulations, could you sort of maybe give us a brief history of when you guys sort of started? And
yeah, look, we've been going for just over 15 years. We started back in 2005. I've been doing this as a hobby from about 2002, 2001. I started off flying for virtual air forces in the UK, and we determined that there wasn't enough. We wanted to fly Tornadoes or fly Harriers or something like that. And yeah, I went, okay, I'll buy a 3D modeling program, and how hard can it be? It was hard. And that's sort of where it started. And I made freeware aircraft for a few years, and then we went commercial when my career changed. And then in 2005, I I changed companies and started Iris with my wife, and yeah, we've been going since then. You know, a whole bunch of different aircraft over the years. From FS98 to FS, 2000 FSX, P3D in its various guises, and now Microsoft Flight Sim. So, and I don't see things changing anytime soon. Anything to do with planes and technology, I'm there. So it's something that we thoroughly enjoy doing. I couldn't do it without that customer base that keeps buying our products. And at the end of the day, there are some planes that I've built in the past that have been passion projects that haven't sold particularly well, but I've wanted to build. And there's other planes that have done exceptionally well, things like the F-14 and F-22, any military jet. But we've also had a lot of success with our trainers, the PC-21 and PC-9 aircraft from FSX, and T6. They've done well.
So how do you choose an aircraft of what you're going to use as a project? Is it sort of bit of a, obviously over the years you sort of figure it out, but is it a bit of a potluck of what you think the community is going to like? Or? Yeah,
there's been issues. There's been a little stab in the dark at times. Things like the little microjet is a plane that I've always grown up with, thoroughly enjoyed. So that was more, you get planes that I build because, I want to. And then there's ones that sort of make a little bit of business sense. And you go, well, there's a gap in the market for this aircraft. And we think it will do well. But yeah, generally it's is it a subject matter where you enjoy researching? Is it something that we have enough materials to build from? If you can't get flight manuals or decent reference imagery or things like that, then you're pretty much on a no starter anyway. So sometimes there are planes that we want to build that we just don't have the access to or the resources to do with. But then there are other times we get lucky and get the information we need, and the stars align, so to speak.
Peter says the microjet will be super fun.
It will be super fun.
Yeah. Does anybody in the chat have some questions for Dave? Why I concentrated flying over the airport for a second? So when it comes to the flight model, going from something like prepared to this, like how easy was that to adapt to and sort of try to get the feeling of a sport aircraft?
Fortunately, a lot of the back end of this new flight sim is actually still based on FSX, which allows us as developers to be able to link into existing knowledge that we have. So which is why you're seeing a lot of developers are able to bring their content over relatively, in the grand scheme of things, for a new sim quite easily. Granted, it's nowhere near as easy as putting an FSX plane into prepared, which is pretty much just copy and paste. There's a fair bit of work that needs to go into it, but the fundamentals are still the same. And flight modeling, we can take an FSX flight model or P3D flight model and put it into this new sim, and that gives us a good base to build from. The flight model here then adds an awful lot of additional content that we haven't had before. So then it's a matter of you take your basic flight model you have from in say for example the JABIRU that we already have, and then you can then improve, refine as you go forward. So you end up with a better flight model essentially. But the tool sets in the sim from a development standpoint are absolutely fantastic. I've been blown away with how interactive and how you can do so much stuff now in the sim in real time that you can't do in previous iterations of the software. So it's been a lot easier to develop for.
And getting a couple of questions. You mentioned the F14. Will you be designing one for 2020?
I won't, unfortunately. The reason being is that I know there's a developer that has an F14 already out for P3D and FSX. I think it was distributed by Aerosoft, and I'm hoping that they will bring theirs over. I haven't heard anything to that effect. But I'm sure that there are other prolific designers of F14s out there that are eager to get their content over. And of course, one that has recently been announced, of course, is a friend of mine, Dean from DC Designs, who working on an F14A. So,
yes, yeah.
The developer. We tend to try and stay away from other aircraft in the sim that are being done by others. Granted, there's always market. One developer is going to have a different take to another on how they want to interpret their aircraft in the sim. Some may be study level, some may not be. So yeah, whilst it is feasible to have multiple products at the same time, each bringing something different to the sim, it's not something that I'm looking at this stage.
Yeah. And I think we're getting a few people asking about airliners. Would you ever do anything like airliners?
No, look, sadly, airliners are just. I don't get me wrong, I love flying them, but they're not something that I've wanted to get into. To be honest, it's never been our market.
Yeah.
There are far better developers out there than myself that could do justice to an airliner, and I just sadly. Not for me.
And the development time for an airliner and sort of complex stuff would be a lot longer than sort of things like the JABIRU or some of the military aircraft that you've done in the past, though, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Definitely so. That being said, I did just notice in chat one person mentioned a C-17. It is one thing that's one that I would look at, and we have over the past few years looked at a C-17. I certainly think it's a market for it. I think Alpha Sim was probably the last one to do one, or Area 51. But yes, so that's one thing we've looked at. I can't confirm that we are or not, but we do have some nice assets to build a C-17. We'll see.
So what's your take?
A lot of work.
What's your take on Aussie developers when it comes to the flight sim community? Where do you think the Aussies sort of stack up against others around the world?
We got the best. Sure. Question. Now, look, Aussie developers. I mean, look, you only need to look at, let's be honest, Orbix as being one of the preeminent developers out there that represents Australia in flight sim. Granted, they diversify from many countries, but I always look at Orbix as being a uniquely Australian company, which is one of the reasons why we've recently partnered with them. I like where we can. We'd like to support other Aussie developers and wave our flag as best we can. One of the reasons why we've recently done another branding change is that this new sim is, with a lot of regards, drawn a line in the sand and allowed us to go. Yeah, let's we've had 15 years of work behind us and experience, and now feels like a good time to just go. Okay, we've learned from that in various ways, so. Let's move on to this new sim with a new look, and change is as good as the rest, they say.
There we go. I think I left my best touchdown to last. It definitely sort of moves around a lot more than some of the been a lot of sports aircraft, it definitely moves around a lot more than other ones. So I would have to ask, because I actually fly slings. Would you ever do a sling?
Oh, the amount of times people keep asking me to do a sling.
Yeah. Well, there I go. I just asked. So.
Look, I never say never, and certainly there is a market for small GA aircraft, especially in this new sim. When I first started testing this sim, I spoke to a good friend of mine known as Nova Wing. I don't know whether you.
Yep. Yeah. We're good friends of Nova Wing. Yep.
So I was chatting to Nova Wing, and I'm going, you know what, mate? This sim is built for BFR flyers. This really, my first impression was, yeah, it's great to have airliners and fly from A to B at 30,000 feet, but you really, I got that feeling of the days of Flight Unlimited back in the 1990s, of really getting back to roots of flying low and slow and exploring the world, and to me, yeah, this sim really has brought that back for me. So yeah, I definitely would not be surprised if you see more small aircraft from us over the time, but we've got to wait for that single engine jet first.
Yeah, there you go. Max says he'll totally buy a sling from you guys. There we go, there's another one.
Fantastic. Well, I got 4 people that want a sling.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be able to find some more for you. No problem there. There we go.
I'd make it 6th.
Yeah, but the one aircraft I would love to do, but yeah, you Google sling and you don't get any planes. One aircraft I would like to do is the Sports Star that I saw at Avalon a few years back, and really thought, oh, that'd be nice. But there's some beautiful little RAAs aircraft that, you know, are nice. And one of the things that attracted me to the JABIRU, although the detractors of JABIRU probably don't agree with me, but I looked at that when I first saw it and went, there's an aircraft that doesn't look like an ultralight. It looks sleek. For a short fat plane, it looks sleek, but it didn't look like, you know, your traditional ultralights, which got me. And these days, yeah, you just look at the aircraft like the Sling, the Bristol aircraft, yeah, and there's some good stuff there.
Dave, have you done any classic aircraft at all?
Define classic.
I guess anything pre-1980s? In the GA area.
I haven't, and certainly not in the GA area. Look, I'd love to do something like a Windshield or sort of a Tiger Moth, or, you know, just older Warbirds. Older Warbirds are my personally are my kind of thing. I do like them. So yes, you know, it wouldn't surprise me at some point that you see something like that from me. But yeah, not really in the GA space.
Okay. Jared says, going on that sort of line of things, would you ever do a World War II aircraft like a Spitfire, or larger like a Lancaster?
Coming from the UK, I would always love to do a Spitfire. It is on my developer bucket list. It's one of those things where I want an Iris Spitfire. I don't care if it sells.
Yep, passion project.
I don't care.
Yep.
It would be a passion project. I've got a very nice radio-controlled Mark 9 that I fly around, so it is one of my favourite aircraft. But I would also like to do a Lancaster, one of those two. But then there's also, my grandfather used to fly short Sunderland, and yeah, so there's a little bit of history there as well. So yeah, I would never say never. But again, with a lot of these things, it comes down to, do we have assets or research materials or something that we could create this content from? And yeah, we'll see. Maybe contact some museums.
Yes, I guess that would probably be hard to do sometimes to actually even get access to an aircraft, and let alone get access to manuals and all that sort of stuff to get it as realistic as possible.
Yeah, and generally it's things like technical manuals and blueprints of sorts, and yeah, you know, it will. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
All right, I think we've got time for maybe 2 more questions for Dave.
Sounds good.
Someone wants a Skyfox.
Skyfox XL. Let me Google that. I haven't seen that one.
That was the first plane I ever flew in.
Skyfox Gazelle. Okay. Oh, that's cute. That is funky. That reminds me of oh, what is it? What's the one that everybody keeps rabbiting on at me about? Which I've flown in. Bright yellow. Saw Aviation in Moorabbin has a whole bunch of them. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Maybe somebody else can guess it on stream.
And this has been asked quite a few times. Would you ever do a helicopter?
I've never done a helicopter.
Yep.
Say, there's part of me that goes never say never.
Yeah.
It has to be the right helicopter.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a big heavy. I'd love to do something like, you know, what is it? The U.S. Marines use the Sea Stallion or something like that. I'd love a big helicopter if I was going to do one. But it's not they leave me cold. They don't. It's just not something that it's not a market that we've really got experience in. But you never know. But not at the moment.
Not at the moment. So if anybody that I'll be doing a test drive later on this week for the JABIRU. We'll be putting it through its paces and be doing some emergency procedures on it. We'll do some forced practice landings and some stalls. That'll be interesting to see how the JABIRU goes. But you can pick the JABIRU up over. You can get it directly from Iris Simulations website as well as the Orbex. Is that right?
You can get it from Orbex direct at the moment.
Yep.
But currently, actually, my site is down at the moment. We're doing a migration from our very old e-commerce platform to a newer, more modern one, but with tens of thousands of data points. It's taking its time. I think the migration's been running for about 12 hours now and still going. So yeah, it'll be a couple of days before we're back up and running. But in the meantime, by all means, Orbex Direct is the place to be, at least until Microsoft Marketplace comes up, in which case you can get it from wherever you want then. But Orbex is the only place you can get it currently.
Yep, Jeff says he's off to Orbex store now to pick up his copy. So, and I've got one last question because everybody's just asked that now: is would you do a glider?
Yes, I have one planned. I have the Grob Twinisteer 2. The reason being is it was my very first aircraft flight in Air Cadets when I was 14 years old, back in the UK. And I went on a winch launch, and I will never forget that. So yes, we have the model. We're just waiting for the Sobo to look at putting in some better gliding parameters into the sim, which I can't confirm or deny if they have that planned. I don't know. But yes, I have a glider. I would love to do it, and one day it will be done because it's been sitting on my shelf for years.
And I guess that's one thing is us being on the community sort of side of things need to realise and be patient with is that it's a new sim and it's still in works. There's some things still getting implemented in SDK. There's also features and stuff that Microsoft want to bring to the sim and they haven't done that yet. So we have to be patient when it comes to these sorts of projects. That there's some probably aircraft that you would like to do, but you can't do it yet because the stuff's not available in the sim right now.
Exactly, and I'm not the only one. You know, we've got aircraft that we want to do that we can't at the moment. You know, afterburners aren't simulated, and faster than speed of sound flight isn't effective at this stage.
Yep.
So a lot of our fighter aircraft we can't bring in, but it's on the roadmap. Gliders, you know, thermals and things like that is something that's my understanding is likely on the roadmap, so that would come in then. The microjet, for example, we want to bring that in, but there's no smoke system, and to be honest, until they bring the new effects system in, that microjet's going to, you know, be sit quietly in the background as we tootle along. But as I said before, and as you rightly said, you know, they're building. You know, Microsoft, to my understanding, have supporting Asobo for 10 years on this program, which is absolutely fantastic. But it means that Asobo are essentially committed to improving this product over time in a variety of different ways. So yeah, it's here for the long term, and I think a lot of customers, myself included, are starting to get our heads around that it is it's a long road trip, but certainly one worth traveling.
Oh yes, and we've got to remember this thing's only been out for what, 2.5 months now. So to have a bunch of aircraft already in there and scenery popping up everywhere, it's absolutely fantastic. I look forward to see where it is in 12 months' time. So.
Yep, me too.
Dave, thank you very much for dropping by. It was a nice surprise. Appreciate it. Well, hopefully we can have you again in another stream. You could perhaps come flying with us.
I would love to, when my website is not falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
No, I would. I'd love to fly. I did the bush trip the other day with another streamer, so always happy to come on board and tootle along and chat and field any questions, because you know it's good to chat with people online and, you know, offer a developer side of things that many customers don't see. So,
no, I really appreciate it. I'm just going to drop out of the chat. Feel free if you want to stick around. We'll have a bit of a chat after the stream with the members. But I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody and thank you very much for joining us. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, mate.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for having me.
Alrighty guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. I'd like to thank Dex for coming up with a flight plan. It was a beautiful, even though I got lost pretty much the whole way. So thank you very much for all the donations tonight, all the new subscribers, all for the likes. And we will have, this week coming up, like I said, we'll have a test drive of the JABIRU. We'll have another stream on Wednesday and followed by another one over the weekend. So very much appreciate it. Thank you very much for everybody for joining us today. And we will catch you on the next stream. See you guys. Catch you later.
Get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy.